Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker. The old principle that we used to apply was the Wilson principle, the principle of self-determination, that the Foreign Secretary may remember is the defence of the Falkland Islands, the defence of Gibraltar. He's now just violated that principle by undermining the rights of the Chagosian people in favour of a claim that was abandoned in 1965, never really made, because it was only administrative and never properly governed from Mauritius anyway, and in favour of a court whose judgment was advisory. He sold out the sovereignty of the British people. Truly, nobody apart from a boy called Jack has ever made a worse deal on the way to market. He's come back with a handful of beans that he's trying to sell as a prize.
Madam Deputy Speaker, in an unprecedented move, the very principle that has guided British foreign policy for decades has been abandoned. A principle that once defended the Falkland Islands and Gibraltar is now being discarded, undermining the rights of the Chagosian people. What's worse, it's all in favor of a claim that was left behind nearly 60 years ago. What's really going on here? Thank you, Madam. There was a time when we held the Wilson principle dear, the principle of self-determination. This principle was central to our defense of the Falkland Islands and Gibraltar. It was the foundation of our stance on sovereignty, self-rule, and the rights of nations and people to determine their future. But today, that principle has been disregarded. The rights of the Chagosian people have been swept aside in favor of a claim that was abandoned in 1965.
I've got to say, I have always admired the Honourable Gentleman's eloquence, but I haven't always admired his principles. He was part of the last government. Did he raise this when he was part of the last government? Did he make it a resignation issue? No, he didn't, because he knows we inherited this and we had to make a deal.
This claim was never seriously made. It was simply an administrative matter and was never properly governed from Macus. Moreover, the court whose judgment has been accepted here was merely offering an advisory opinion, not a binding legal ruling. The truth is, this deal undermines British sovereignty. It's a betrayal, plain and simple. No one, except perhaps a boy named Jack, has ever made a worse deal on the way to market. He returned with nothing but a handful of beans, and now they're being sold as a grand prize. I've always admired the Honourable Gentleman's eloquence, but I must say I have not always admired his principles. Was he part of the last government? Did he raise this issue then? Did he make it a resignation issue? No, he didn't, because deep down he knows we inherited this situation and we had to find a way forward. Now the question is, what will we do about this? Will we stand by our principles, our sovereignty, and our commitment to the self-determination of all people? Or will we continue down a path that weakens our nation's stance on the world stage? The time to act is now. If you believe in standing up for British sovereignty and the rights of nations to determine their own future, it's time to make your voice heard. Subscribe to our channel, share this video, and let's keep this conversation going. The future of our nation depends on it.